Hello, and welcome to Fic and Fiction, a magical bookish podcast for chaotic story goblins like us. In previous episodes, you've heard us talk about a lot of our favorite books in different genres. But this week, we're doing something a little bit different. We are talking about book flops, the books that we didn't vibe with so much. As always, we're your hosts, Crimson,
Molly,
and Emi.
Hi guys, how are we doing this week?
hey.
Hi.
Hi.
We're living.
We're living.
We're surviving, not thriving, but we are here.
I was just about to say, I think the theme of our group chat recently has been surviving, not thriving. I think everybody's been struggle busing for a little while. Yeah.
I don't know what day it is, if I'm being entirely honest.
You told me it was Thursday, like 30 seconds ago.
I also thought it was Thursday yesterday.
Well, that's fair. And it's fortunate that you were
Every day this week is Thursday. The weekend is not coming.
No, never. I will say this Tuesday was a particularly Monday Tuesday. It felt like nothing had happened, and yet everything had happened. It was too much. I can't even eat cheese properly today, so you know.
Yeah, it's been a vibe. What have you been reading this week, guys? Molly, how have you been getting on?
It's Thursday, isn't it?
Back to the topic of what day of the week it is. We're going full circle on this.
Is that a book?
Okay.
Is there a book called It's Thursday, isn't it? About like three best friends who can't figure out what day it is.
Ali, you should get on that when you're half asleep tonight.
Yeah. That's your next chapter. What day is?
For context, for anyone listening, because we spoke about this just off the pod, I am not a writer. I have never been a writer. I've never been good at writing. Strictly reader only. I woke up at like 1:30-ish in the morning. And I was dreaming about when Selena from Throne of Glass is trying to escape Endovia. And I just thought I could do it better. So in my head, I then built up this like mythical world that is totally different from Throne of Glass, but involves someone trying to escape from somewhere. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and wrote like a 4,000 words chapter and went back to sleep.
Do you know what this is giving? So I obviously am too old for it, but I have a little brother that is like significantly younger than I am. And there was a show called The Backyardigans in America, because we used to live in America. And one of the sounds was, I'm an international super spy. And that's just what Emi is embodying as she is
I also think
trying to escape Utopia.
Some of the other things that I should probably tell you about this chapter is that I also wrote like a game plan for the entire book up until like the conflict in like the third thing, conflict or whatever.
How did you manage that? Half asleep. I can
don't-
barely get to
I
the
don't
toilet
know.
in the middle of the night.
I also named the main character after myself.
Iconic, just amazing
Love.
self-insert behavior.
It's like Jane Austen naming like as many characters she in her books. Jane.
Yeah.
I love it.
spelled it differently. I gave her my. I think I called her Emily.
Well,
but it's spelled Emalie.
What the hell?
The fantasy version of Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I can imagine they're all
Hey, look,
French
a male.
fantasy accents.
I might change it. I might change it to like instead of EM, I might change it to AM and call her Amelie, like after the Gracie Abrams song.
That's just a male.
That's what you think of when you think of Amelie? Okay.
Gracie
Anyway,
Abrams, yeah.
I think of the very famous French film, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter.
Anywho, Molly,
Reading.
what have you read this week?
Okay, so I'm reading Air of Fire still. Rereading, obviously. Going very well. I'm over halfway through, so I'm very proud of myself.
Well done. That's a chunky book, though.
It is. I finished Price of Protection by S.J. Taylor. Very good.
Nice.
It was very good. We have S.J. on the pod
I cannot
very
wait.
soon. So,
do.
I can't wait to ask her questions and absolutely badger her about the ending because I'm mad. I also read Bargaining with the Bear, which is a very, very short, novelette book that's set in the Shades of Sanctuary universe. And it was wonderful, by Cass O'Shire. I highly recommend it. It's more like monster romance, it's shifter romance.
Amazing.
And it's just perfect, amazing, everything I was looking for. I have also just finished The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness, which is the last in the trilogy, but I do have other books in that series to read. There was like spin-off, but also a very good series. And I am starting Deep End by Ali Hazelwood.
Slay.
Nice.
Yep,
Love that.
sliving.
She's
Sliving. What about you guys?
Emmy, you go first.
I suppose because we haven't filmed in like 2 weeks. I suppose I've got kind of like 2 weeks of books to catch up on. I'm just having a look because I've been in the deep depression. So I've read a lot in the past week and a half. I don't know when my last update was, but I started Zodiac Academy. And I'm really sorry to anyone who's heard me slag those books because the second time I've read it, I'm so invested and I just scream and kick my feet. And I'm just like, it's almost like God tier series now. Why did I hate it the first time? I don't know. Clearly just didn't read it at the right time.
Who knows?
So in the last sort of like week and a half, so last week and this week, I've read books 4 and 5. And then I read the 4th off-campus book by Elle Kennedy, so The Goal. I then finished The Temptation of Magic yesterday by Megan Scott. It was really good. I've been putting it off for ages. I am not entirely too sure if I want to pick up the second one, but I am interested in seeing where it's going to go. So when she announces it and it comes out, I might maybe pick it up. I haven't quite decided. And then at the moment, I'm going to start Air of Fire tonight, but I'm listening to the audiobook of The Cursed Melodies by Connie Glynn. She writes a lot of like young, almost like, I don't want to say preteen, but it's like 13, 14-year-old
Middle grade
vibes. Yeah, like middle grade. But this new book that she's writing, I think it's slightly later teens. But it's short. The audiobook's only like 6 hours or something. Like it is a short book. And then I'm also reading Binding 13, finally.
Amazing.
I am obsessed. I cannot wait till the rest of the series. I'm going to end up pre-ordering them all.
Fun.
Or like ordering them before I actually finish this book because I'm like halfway through. I started it yesterday. Now this is like an 800-page book. I've read 400 pages in like 2 days.
You get through it surprisingly quickly for it being so chunky. I mean, I've only read the first 2. And I'll probably pick up the next 2 over the summer. But yeah, you tend to like speed through them despite the fact that they could probably knock somebody out.
They're so good. Like, why is it so good? And why haven't I picked it up already? Like, why did I wait this long? I'm having the best time. And it's about like Irish folk. So like I didn't
It's your
realize
jam,
this
babe.
Yeah, I didn't realize this is like my home ground. You know? I love rugby.
I didn't know it was about
Love
rugby.
that for you.
It's like teenagers in school, but there's like the sport they play at school is like rugby.
That's wild. That was like not even an option where I lived. Yeah.
But there we are.
I don't think
But-
most Americans even know what rugby is, actually.
How is Iron Flame and its many journeys out into Paris?
That was going to be my next question. How is Crimson getting on in her endless slog through Iron Flame?
Listen,
She likes taking it for walks. It's fine. At least it's seeing the sunshine.
like the book is not lonely. I can tell you that. It hangs out with me a lot still. I have turned some pages for sure. Yeah, like the real truth of it is like I just haven't, like, I have read a little bit, but I haven't, like, it's like I realized the other day that now that the hunt for my promotion is over, and now that I'm doing like one job instead of two jobs, and now that like everything's kind of not going back to normal because it's a different job obviously, but like going back to a normal workload, I am a little like, it's that thing of like, oh, I don't know what to do as like a person who has free time. But then like I do know what to do, but like my body hasn't calmed down enough to like want to do it. Like I'm a person that like I don't actually like I know for a lot of people like reading is the type of escapism where when everything else is just crazy and shit, they do like tons of reading. I don't do that at all. When I am in my most stressed out, I watch TV or I hyperfixate on video games, and
Yeah.
reading is like my brain needs to be able to fully enjoy it and like wrap around it. So like I don't know, like I just haven't quite been in the mood for it. But like I can feel that I'm like really close. It's really weird. It's like literally today on the train I was like, "Oh, I wish that I had my Kindle with me because I would read right now, but like I don't have it with me." And I today did not take Iron Flame because I knew I was going shopping after work, and it's heavy.
It's heavy.
So I made that mistake when I went to Zara the other day, and then I ended up buying so much stuff at Zara that I had a really heavy shopping bag, and I also had a really heavy bag with a book and a laptop in it. So yeah, it wasn't great. But anyway, I'm still working on Iron Flame.
I wonder, like, if it would help if you switched to like an audiobook and listen to it, like, while you do things.
I cannot do audiobooks. I hate doing audiobooks. I truly hate it. Like I'm not one of those people who's like audiobooks isn't reading, like it's totally reading. But my brain just really hates it, and I get mad at myself, and then I also get mad at the audiobook because they read too slowly, but then I hate the way it sounds when I crank up the volume or crank up the speed, and then I also get distracted so easily I can't really focus on it. And if I miss a single word, my brain cannot take it and I have to rewind. So like I tried to do audiobooks when I was doing my hot girl walks when I lived in the United States. And like I mean I think it took me like twice as long as it should have to get through Tom Felton's memoir. Like it was just like so stupid. Like I just couldn't do it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like I tried listening to one of the books in the Fallaway series by Penelope Douglas, which she's like usually very easy read for me. I tried doing that on audiobook. Same thing. Like I was listening to that same book for like 2 weeks every day. I only made it like 3 or 4 chapters, and then I finally like got it from the library and crushed it in a day. Like, it was just like I just can't do it. I'm not an audiobook
I
girly.
have just cancelled my Audible and my Spotify subscriptions. I'm back on Alex's family plan because I have like a credit to use. So I purchased the Connie Glynn book to read that. But I feel like I'm just not using. I went through a real audiobook phase at the start of March, but I haven't really done it since. And I feel like it's just spur of the moment, and I just do not need to pay for those.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously will be working from home starting this week, actually, next week, because it's Easter. So I probably won't listen to as many audiobooks as I typically do. But that being
Yeah.
said, I probably won't cancel my subscription just so I can save the credits for when I
Yeah.
do go back to work and I am commuting. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually do have an Audible subscription because there is this one very niche exception, which is I can do a graphic audio of a book I've already read before. And that
Okay.
Ooh.
is good fodder for like cleaning and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But and actually that's what I did when we had to drive cross country with my cat to take some of our stuff back to Oklahoma. I listened to the graphic audio of Akatar doing that.
Okay.
And that was fine. But like,
That's interesting.
and I can also sometimes do a memoir, like if I'm driving and it's read by the person who wrote the memoir. Like
Yes. Yes.
sometimes I can do that. I did Spare by Prince Harry that way, and it was I did have to rewind more than I would like with a graphic. Like the thing is, if I've already like read it before, then it's like I missed it, but like whatever, I've already read it, so it doesn't matter. My brain can let go of it. I don't know. Yeah.
I think some of the best audiobooks of memoirs are Carrie Fisher's.
Mm.
They are
I haven't-
amazing.
Yeah.
I have one left, which I'm going to read in May. I highly recommend.
Mm.
She was just so funny.
She was such an icon. Yeah.
She was.
I bet those were good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my reading journey. I've gotten nowhere. My TBR is just getting longer and longer. I think my book buying ban is kind of hitting me in the face because I haven't bought any books. Like I haven't broken that ban. But as you both know, I have spent a dumb amount of money on other things. And I would not have spent the same amount if I had been buying books, I can guarantee you.
You
So-
probably would have like, because the things that you've been buying
They're just
are
more expensive
very,
than books.
yeah, they're more expensive.
Mm.
Yeah. I bought a bunch of
Mhm.
makeup today and I bought a bunch of clothes last week and like I should have just like been allowed to go buy myself some nice special editions and I probably would have spent like a third as much. Anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard not to buy clothes right now. I'm trying so hard because we just don't have enough space. I have too many clothes. We're gonna be living in this house for another 3 years.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm also on a book buying ban, apart from pre-orders,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also stocking up on all of my packages because I'm gonna see how much of my TBR. I'm looking at my bookshelf and thinking, fuck, that's a lot of books. I'm trying to get through all of my physical TBR or as much as possible by my birthday, and that's in September.
Okay.
So I have told myself that I am not allowed to open a single book package that I receive until then.
Oh my god.
I'm also going to stack them all up and then do like a massive unboxing for my YouTube channel, I think, for my birthday. So currently, and like anytime I buy books, if I go out to the shops to buy books, they go into a bag. They're not going on my bookshelf, and I'm not allowed to look at them until my birthday. So obviously, I get 3 fairy lit books a month. So I'm gonna have all of these fairy lit boxes to open. I'm so excited though.
You
Like,
said you didn't
I
have
just,
room.
yeah,
I have no space. Also, I have a Fairy Loot subscription, all 3 of them. Okay.
yeah. I
Mhm.
have all 3. I have all
Yeah.
3. But a lot of the new books that'll be coming out, I'll be buying anyway. So I may as well have the nice copies, you know.
Yeah.
True.
Well, also
Yeah.
with Fairy Loot, it's like if you got off that wait list, stay. You can't give
Yeah.
that up.
It took me a year and a half to get off the wait list for the YA and adult book only dual box.
Mm-hmm.
And then it actually, funnily enough, 6 months after I joined the Romantasy box subscription list, I got it like a month after I got my first
Yeah.
box. So I got 2 months worth of YA and adult only, and then this month, or like in March, I got my first Romantasy box, and now I've cancelled both subscriptions and just gone to the triple box
Mhm.
because it's cheaper.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So that's exciting. But yeah, I'm hoarding all my books. I think I counted, and I've got like, in the last month, I've got like 12 packages.
It's April.
Yes.
What month's your birthday, Emmy?
September.
Jesus Christ.
It's
For the
But
viewers, it's April. She's got
how
12 books.
how fun is it gonna? Well, I mean, I probably have 12 books because I bought like the entire Shatter Me series from the works.
Mhm.
So that'll be like a lot. And I'm also counting if any of my friends like gift me books, even if they're like secondhand. So my friend Olivia, she has a Fairy Loot subscription, and she gave me Immortal by Sulin Tan,
Mhm.
and she gave me a really nice copy of. I'm trying to remember what that book is called, but I can't remember. It's a cozy fantasy style book. I'm looking on my bookshelf to see if I can find it, but I can't even see it. And I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, she gave me a copy of something, and then she gave me the third book of the Poppy War because I didn't have it, and she had a copy of it. So I put those books in the pile too. So
Oh yeah, I've
like
got
everything. But how fun is it going to be when I do this massive unboxing with like over 100 books in the pile?
That video is going to be like 3 hours long.
I can't wait. It'll be like Christmas.
It'll be fun. I think
Maybe
it's
I'll
fun.
film 2 videos out of it or something, and then I'll put them
Yeah.
up like.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Emmy's birthday book bonanza.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, we've talked a lot about books we like. Let's
We
talk
have.
about books we don't like.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
This episode was originally to go up at the start of April for April Fool's Day because I thought, let's talk about all the books that were just an absolute joke. However, this episode is coming out after we've taken a month's hiatus because we've been super busy. So we're picking back up on the 20th of April with Throne of Glass. So this will come out after that. So look at us being like good boss ladies and filming in advance.
Yeah.
Let's chat about books we don't like. So up on the agenda
Anytime.
today,
Mm-hmm.
always. Up on the agenda today, we're going to discuss things like the books that we hated. We're probably going to talk about book adaptations, series that we just dropped because we just didn't like them, and we're going to play a game today, which I'm
I love a
very,
good
very
game.
excited about. So, Molly, do you want to kick us off with our first topic?
Yes. So the first topic today is rather books that we just didn't like. Books that just
hyped books that we just didn't like.
Yeah,
hyped
hyped books
that we didn't like, that
Yeah.
were a flop, that were a big fail, that we just didn't get on with. So,
Mhm.
with that in mind, Crimson, do you want to take us away?
Yeah, I've got some thoughts.
Give us the thoughts.
Okay, so one of the first things that happened when I was on Book Talk, I originally started lurking on Book Talk in 2020, so when it was first coming to like real prominence. And at the time, like I've read spicy books before. I wasn't new to fantasy or smut or any of it. I just was like getting back into reading after like not reading for a few years. So I started pretty strong with Credence as my first Book Talk book, and I loved it. But then everybody said, okay, if you liked that, read Den of Vipers. This was like the Book Talk darling for so long. And if our listeners don't know what this book is because it's not as popular anymore, Den of Vipers is a white shoes. It's one girl and I believe like 4 guys. It's a very reverse harem tropey like thing. They are kind of a mafia family. And basically what happens is her dad owes them money, and so he sells her to them and they kidnap her, and she's stuck in their super fancy high-rise tower and supposedly wants to escape. And then a lot of spicy things happen, but also it's like a dark reverse harem, so they are like really crazy. There's like one of them like gets off on torturing people. There's like a scene where they're like he's like torturing someone in the room, and then they bang, and it's just like
Oh,
it's a whole lot going on.
that's yeah.
That part is actually not why I didn't like it. I ended up DNFing this book at 70%. It is really long. It's like, I think 600 pages. And it is, so it's called Den of Vipers. Their like gang or whatever is called the Vipers. And man, they are not going to let you forget it. Like there was a snake reference like every couple paragraphs. Like it was just nuts. And
Oh.
also the plot holes were just everywhere. Like it was like you could tell that she had like written certain scenes and then filled in the gaps after, but then like had forgotten to go back and make sure it all made sense because it was like emotionally it didn't flow. Like it was like she'd be like in a spicy scene and be like, "Oh, I love him. He's everything. I'm falling for these guys." And then in the next scene she's like stealing a car and trying to get away from them. And it's like, you're not even conflicted though. You just had like the best orgasm of your life. You're not even like thinking about it. Like, come on. And it was so bad. Like I could not deal with it. And it is honestly such a shame because there were a lot of scenes and a lot of ideas that had like really good potential, but then it's just and she's very not like other girls. Like, oh yeah, they get like a snake tattooed on her, I think. It's a whole thing. I think it was about the 600th time I read the word snake that I was like, I can't do this anymore. I have to throw this book out. Like, this sucks.
See, I never read it.
Mm.
I remember the hype. I remember how loved it was.
Yeah.
But hearing you describe it is making me glad I never picked it up because it's sounding like really bad Wattpad fanfic. And don't get me wrong, we all know that I'm a fanfic girly, but that just sounds like
They got her a bunch of presents, I remember. She's like opening all these shopping bags because they're rich. They're like super rich.
Of course.
And they bring her all these presents and she's opening all these presents and they're like literally every single present has a snake on it. Like they get her like a necklace that's in the shape of a snake and they get her like a dress that has like a snake on it. And it's just like, oh my God,
it's kind of like when you tell your nan that you like something and then every present from that point onwards is themed around that. So like I like owls, but not
yeah.
No, I don't like owls and everything. My gran went through a phase of just getting me anything with owls on it.
Yeah, you say it to one person and they're like, "Oh, you must." Yeah.
But
It was like that, but it was possessive because it was like you're one of us now, even though like she's literally being held against her will. But like you can't tell like at any given time if she forgets that she doesn't like it, and then like the next scene she's like,
how do you
"Wait."
forget these things?
Well, I don't think she forgets. I think it's like she's being written to like be slowly coming around to it, right? And then like the next scene the writer forgot that already happened, and so like suddenly she's like, okay, another thing is that so at one point she's like, well, I'm here anyway and they won't leave me alone, so in order to like get some freedom, like get out of the house, I will help them with their business. Like there's some things going on that they're like, oh, we could use like someone else's perspective or whatever. And at one point she's like, okay, I have this connection, and she takes them to this guy's house who is like a crazy hacker. And it's like, wait a minute, one of your friends is able to like bypass like government intelligence and get into like police databases, but like he didn't notice you went missing. Like what's going on? So it's just like, I don't know. Like it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
That's not it.
So that's my number one.
What else is on this list?
The second one I have is I don't know if you guys remember, there was this one that made the rounds a couple years ago, or maybe it was just a year ago, Darling Venom. And this one was fairly hyped as like a best friend's brother kind of romance. And then if people told you a little bit more, they would mention that there are like darker themes. And he calls her Venom.
Ooh.
And actually, like, it just was kind of lame. So like what the plot really is that like in the first like chapter or two, she's makes friends with this guy because they both want to commit suicide, and they're both on a rooftop like contemplating suicide. And they come to this agreement like that they won't do it, but once a year they have to like meet on this rooftop. And then one year she goes up there and he's left a note and he's gone. So he dies. And the plot is that her brother or his brother finds her, or she finds him. I can't remember the details, but like they end up accidentally encountering each other, and then like they want to get to know each other to like learn more about the things about this person they don't know. And then like they have this like sort of relationship, and so it's supposed to be this whole thing about like grief or whatever. But what was weird about it is it's not like at all what it's billed. And then also like the romance itself was just honestly like so basic. And I don't know, like just like nothing all that interesting was happening in it. And like it was like billed as this thing. It's like, oh, her name's Venom and she's probably going to do something to like really hurt him, and then like that never really happens. And yeah, it just fell really flat compared to all the hype for it.
I haven't heard of that one.
I think I've seen it making its rounds, but yeah.
Yeah. And then my last really big one that I think we'll talk about in another category as well is Magnolia Parks. I hated that book. Like I read the whole thing till the very end. It made me so angry. So like, and not for the same reason that like other people end up hating it. So like it's, for anyone who doesn't know, Magnolia Parks is a toxic romance. And it's about this girl Magnolia and her ex-boyfriend, but then she gets a new boyfriend. But her ex-boyfriend, all we know in the beginning is that something happened between them, and they've had this like they're still in love with each other, and they both admit that they're in love with each other, but they like aren't together. And they're also super rich, so a lot of people don't like it because of the like the way they talk and like what they're interested in and stuff like that. She's like very interested in clothes. She can like clock somebody's outfit from a mile away kind of thing. But like the thing about this is that people end up hating it because it's a toxic romance, but I ended up hating it because it wasn't toxic enough to be interesting.
Oh, okay.
Like it's literally like he cheated on her, and like she broke up with him because he cheated on her this one time. They had been each other's like first everything, and then like he cheated on her one time, and then they broke up, and then he would never tell her who it was, and then they just would fight all the time, and he was like sleeping with a million girls and she was sleeping with no one. And like it was just this back and forth, and the whole book is just them like encountering each other, really wanting to sleep with each other but not doing it, and then encountering each other at like a party, and he's with some girl or something and she just flips out, and that's like the whole thing is basically this. And then she starts fake dating someone, and then like ends up really liking him, but then the whole thing is just like, but she's still in love with this other guy. And and also everybody talks about how there's this like amazing twist in the book, and like I clocked that twist so early that by the end of the book, I forgot that it was supposed to be a twist. And like, I read it and I was like, wait, that, where was the twist? And then I had to like look it up, like look up spoilers. And when people told me what the twist was, I was like, oh, but like, I just thought you were supposed to know that. Like, I literally didn't know that was a twist.
That's giving fantasy reader reads a romance.
Yeah.
Like this is so bad though, because I've had multiple people tell me that I'm going to really enjoy this series.
Mm.
And I bought the whole series, Magnolia
Oh,
and
no.
Dizzy Hits, from the works. I can see it. I'm looking at it, and they're little. Also, I'm looking at the books. There's like a pink one, a blue one, a green one, a yellow one, and then the red book, which is like Magnolia Parks,
Mm-hmm.
has a gold spine.
Well, there's different editions of them. Like, there's different covers and stuff. They look
I
different.
like the arty covers, but I
Yeah.
bought
Yeah.
like the mass marketed covers, not the arty covers. But like I'm looking at them, and like the pink book is pink, and the spine is pink, and the blue book is blue, and the spine is blue. The red book has a gold spine.
Do they have
it's
the
the only
matching
one that does
covers
that.
though? Because I've seen them. I feel like I've
Yeah.
seen. I feel like in
All the
my
covers
bookstore,
match.
I've
It's like
I've seen
legs.
several with gold, but I could be wrong, or like different metallics. I don't know.
So weird.
Yeah, there's like something. There's at least 2 different sets of covers, but I think there's 3 because there's also like the large format ones, and there's a bunch of different. So the thing is, though, I found both main characters also just like deeply unlikable. Like so the thing is that they're both really rich kids, right? Like they're socialites in London. And her whole thing is just that she knows about clothes. And his whole thing is that he's like an Instagram model. And that's like literally what they do with their lives. And so like there's not, and then like the guy she ends up fake dating, he's really interesting. He's like a billionaire that like owns his own business, and like he like, you know, didn't come from nothing or anything, but like just is like an interesting character, like kind of a Gatsby almost. But like if Gatsby had morals. But like
Yep.
but like her and JB just like, I don't know, like they just suck. Like it's just like I just like hated being in both of their heads. Like I just really
Amazing.
I will say for the writer, it is written really well, and like I don't know that I've read that many books that had such distinct different personalities between the POVs. Like you could tell without any chapter titles or anything exactly what character POV you're in, like immediately, because they think very differently, and that part is kind of interesting because like literally as Magnolia is thinking about people, she is telling herself in her mind like what brand and like which season and which runway and everything that every item of clothing on their body comes from. And then I think it's BJ. He's just a guy. Like he's
That's
just
so
such a guy.
unfortunate naming, though, isn't it? Like
BJ Valentine. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I do think the other couple in the series might be more interesting, but the thing is there's another book about Magnolia and BJ, and so I can't go back.
Is there not 3? Isn't there like there's 3 Magnolia Parks books? There's like
4.
Magnolia Parks, there's like A Long Way Home, and then there's like Into the Dark.
There's
there a
also
fourth
Daisy
one?
Hates.
Yeah, Daisy Hates has got 2 books.
They're the same series.
Yeah, you can read them as standalones though. Like you can read them without reading the other
Kind
half.
of, but it's the exact same. Like it's all in the same timeline. Like
they
they
know
happen,
each other and stuff, don't they?
They're like
they
best
run into each
friends.
other and
They don't just run into each other. They are like integral parts to each other's stories. Like Daisy and the other guy are like constantly showing up in Magnolia Parks.
Interesting.
So like the thing is like you totally can, I think, read them as standalones, but things are going to be, I think, happening that like you're like I think you'll miss bits maybe.
Yeah, if you don't read them like
kind of in order, because that's the thing is it's like it's Magnolia Parks and then Daisy Hates, I think, and so it's like you're supposed to switch back and forth between the 2 of them, or at least that's what I was told. I don't know, because as we will talk about in our next topic, I'm not going to keep reading these books. However, I think that's most of my major list of like ones that I saw really hyped. For the most part, I actually feel like when things are hyped on Book Talk, it's more about like going into them without buying into the hype, and then you can have fun. Like, I'm glad I didn't read Fourth Wing when it was at the height of like the initial hype, because I think it would have ruined it for me, but I really had a fantastic time. So things like that. Anyway, that's my list. Emmy, what's your list?
I have a list and it's going to make some people angry.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with a couple of big ones. The first smaller big one is the Powerless trilogy by Lauren Roberts.
Okay.
No, do not get me wrong. I'll probably read them all. But I'm not having a good time. The first one, the whole thing was about tropes. Like, or the whole book to me felt like these characters are only in this situation so you can do this certain thing with them. Like you've pushed them into scenarios not for the plot, but so you can do something that everybody likes that's trope wise.
Yeah.
The best book in this series that's been released so far, and Fearless is coming out on like the 8th of April, and I have pre-ordered it because I'm interested to see where it finishes. The second book was awful. The best book in the series is like the little prequel book about like not the main characters. It's called Powerful. It's like the best one that's there. I will, as I said, I'll probably read the entire series, but it's just not, it doesn't deserve the hype that it gets. But I feel like for anyone who's coming into like reading for the first time, Powerless is like one of those books that like, you know, like everyone used to reach for ACOTAR. I feel like everyone's reaching for like either ACOTAR, Fourth Wing, or Powerless. It's one of the three.
You know what I think is so interesting about Powerless? So I haven't read it. It's on my book along with Powerful. But I bought it when it was at like the height of its hype, and I was like, I'm not going to read this right now, but I'm going to just put it on my shelf. Mostly because I liked the cover. But
the covers are cute.
The thing about when things get hyped like this is they get like so hyped that you end up having no idea what they're about when you get them, and also like anything about what it fits into. Like all I knew about it was that it's romantasy, but like I found out after owning it for like 6 months that there's no spice in it. And I immediately took it off my TBR because I was like, what do you mean I'm reading a YA? Like, no, I'm not.
There's a lot of like tension, but no spice.
Yeah. And like, that's fine. It's just weird to me that it was put up there as like, this is like ACOTAR, but then like it's not grown up.
It's like ACOTAR mixed with the Hunger Games, where everything is not for the plot.
See, I've got them, and I've been purposefully putting them off and avoiding hearing anything about them because I do want to give them a go, and I don't want to be influenced by what everyone else thinks. So
I think
we'll see.
The second book should have been like a novella. The second book was like very dragged out, and I think I've said this before, but you know, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows movie 1, where like they're just camping the entire time, and there's like not really much plot movement in the first movie.
Yeah.
The second Powerless book is like that. Like the whole thing is like just like this ongoing filler chase moment, and then it's when they not get together, but when they meet again, then they're traveling all the way back again, and it's the same thing but together. And then like the big thing happens in like the last 10 pages, but you can tell what big thing is going to happen like halfway through the book because you're getting like little these segmented chapters of this other character that's happening in the background. And then it happens, and then you're like, oh, I'm hooked. And like that's the only reason I want to read the next one, because I want to see where it goes. She set it up like this third book could be a banger, like it could, and she writes well. The first book just lacked actual plot. The second book was just all filler. I feel like if she gives her all into this third book, like it could be good as like an end banger, but the fact that we've had to deal with getting here is hard.
The thing is, for me, I need Kingdom of Ash level banger to make it
Yeah.
worth slogging through some not so banger. Like, I just,
Yeah.
especially with fantasy, it's like I need it to be solid the whole way through, or I'm reserving judgment until everybody has finished it and I find out how much they cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
kind of
can't.
wish I'd waited and hadn't touched it until the last one comes out.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know next month how it is, or this month, I suppose. I'm gonna drop a smaller one, that I'll just glaze over, and then I'm gonna hit you with like
Oh no.
an
The
issue.
biggie.
An
The biggie.
issue.
So, Song of Achilles.
Ah, I've heard that before.
Boring.
I've heard
So
that before.
boring, unbelievably boring, and it sucks because my friend Abby loves this book and she's raved about it and raved about it and raved about it. Hated it. So boring. Characters are soulless. None of it makes any sense. I also am not a Greek mythology girly, so that could be why.
Girl. Yeah, that is why.
But like, I always go back and give them more chance, right? Because I'm like, I get the idea of them and I feel like I would like it, but I just don't. And I just hated it. It was awful. I don't understand how people liked it. I read it and was like, I don't even know what happened to that book. And I don't care.
Okay,
Immediate unlock.
I am a Greek mythology girly, like through and through.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I liked the Song of Achilles, but I will also say it's not the best Madeline Miller. I've read all of Madeline Miller's books up until now. Speaking of, she's doing a Hades Persephone retelling.
Ooh, I love a Hades
I'm
Persephone.
so excited. And let me put it this way, her writing it gets slept on.
She is a really good writer.
She writes the most beautiful books. Her prose is flawless. But Circe is my favorite book by Madeline Miller.
I didn't even bother picking that up. When I unhauled Song of Achilles, I just picked up Circe off the shelf and put it in the charity shop too. I was
Circe is incredible. It's all feminine rage and power, and just
Love that.
I can't rate it highly enough. And Galatea,
sorry.
I forgive you because I love you.
I did
And
read
also
like the first 3 pages of Circe and was like, maybe not.
It's because you're not a Greek mythology girl. I reckon that's
I think that's where the issue is. Yeah.
I'm so confused by this. Did you not?
But then
did you not fall in love with like the Hercules Disney movie as a kid?
No, I've never seen it.
What?
but I do love Percy Jackson.
What? Okay. First of all, how have you gone your entire life without Megara as like this formative character?
She was my awakening.
Right? I mean,
there's a few Disney movies that I haven't seen. I haven't seen, is it Tarzan? And I haven't seen Pocahontas.
Sure, it's about monkeys.
Did you just say it's about monkeys?
I mean, it's not really. It's about gorillas, but like
Tarzan is Isaac's favorite movie.
I was
his favorite.
I loved Tarzan when it came out, but like now it's just so much Phil Collins music.
Like, it is just Phil Collins.
It's just Phil Collins.
The movie
made music and then they put some animation to it.
Love it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pocahontas, I think you can live without. I mean, I loved it as a kid, but like it's pretty racist. So like you can.
100%. Yeah. Also,
the raccoon's really cute though, and the hummingbird.
I love Miko.
Yeah,
he's such a vibe, honestly.
And Colors of the Wind is a banging song, but like,
yeah,
it's a pretty messed up narrative.
It is.
It doesn't need to be. If they try to remake it, I'm gonna be really annoyed because like, there's no way to remake it culturally appropriate and still capture whatever magic it did have, because it wasn't appropriate. Like, it never should have been made. So you won't be able to capture the nostalgia for people that experienced it the first time and not do something messed up. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think Disney's
I'm
gonna make
honest.
that.
I'm honestly just shell shocked that you've never seen Hercules, because it's one of my favorite Disney movies.
it is like so iconic. Like, it might be in my top like 3. Like,
You know what I watched for the first time like 2 months ago?
Mm.
don't say
The
something
Emperor's
crazy.
New Groove.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
it's alright.
I kind of loved it. I'm not
It's
gonna
fun.
lie.
It's a fun movie. I actually rewatched it like maybe like a month ago. Because I wanted to convince my husband that it holds up over time, even if you're an adult. I don't think I convinced him of anything, but I had a great time.
Oh,
It's,
God.
it's a B tier for sure, but like Hercules is like A tier. Hercules
I'll
is
It
like
add
is.
to the list.
The
iconic.
music.
The music is so good. The Fates, Hades
Oh,
is so funny.
yeah. Incredible. Love
I'll
it.
keep you updated. Maybe we should watch
You
it when you
better.
guys come over in September.
Oh,
I think
100%. Me and Crimson will be belting out all the songs.
Hades might be my favorite Disney villain because he has so
Yeah.
much like depth of
He's
personality.
sassy.
He is sassy.
He's so sassy. He's got the best sense of humor.
He's not even technically like evil. He's just kind of like doing his Greek thing.
He's just doing his
Love
job.
it.
Like he literally got pushed into that job.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that he needed to like, kidnap the girl and all, but still, just doing what he's supposed to do.
Look. There are many interpretations of what happened.
Hades is also a hear me out for me. Like Hercules Hades.
Oh yeah,
Disney's
100%.
Hercules Hades is definitely a hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm a Kingdom Hearts girly, and Olympus in Kingdom Hearts is obviously Hercules, Disney Olympus, and Hades is an iconic character in that video game series too. So it's just like
And they've just added him to Dreamlight Valley, and he's like half of one of the new worlds, and it's amazing.
amazing.
Oh my god, you've lived out without baby Pegasus. How have you?
I'm way more offended that you haven't seen Hercules than I am that you didn't like Song of Achilles. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, 100%.
I would
On
say
that
I'm
note,
sorry.
what's your last? What's
Not
your
sorry.
last
So
book?
am I. Oh
book
yeah,
swap?
we were gonna glaze over this one.
Okay. Okay. I am so sorry
I already
to
know
all
what's
my
coming.
book
God.
girlies. Anything by Stephanie Garber.
Oh, I've never read it. So I've never read her.
Caraval, Once Upon a
Yeah.
Broken Heart. Stephanie Garbage. Hate it. I can't do it. None of them make any sense. I can't picture anything that happens. Now, Once Upon a Broken Heart is better than Caraval. But I never finished the series. I read like the first 2. I just can't do it. They're
I
just
think
not great. They're
Caraval is
boring.
one of those series that like had a ton of hype, but then like once the hype died down, it actually gets very mixed reviews. Like people either love it or they hate it.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
I hated it.
I loved it. I thought it was amazing. Like the
I will
world that's
never pick
built
that up
around
again.
Caraval is just amazing.
Oh, yeah. I can agree that the world building's fantastic.
Hmm.
And like the idea is also fantastic.
Yeah.
But saying that, I found it really boring.
All I can contribute is that I think the covers are gorgeous. I think they're really
They
pretty.
The
are
Once Upon a
some.
Broken Heart covers are stunning.
Yeah, they're nice.
So like this, like I feel like it gets built up to be really, really good, and the world building is fantastic. But I just didn't enjoy reading it. I kept putting it down and then picking it back up and putting it down again. I just couldn't. I wasn't gripped. I was gripped at the very start of Caraval. Like the first book was okay. The other books I don't even know what happens in the next books. I can't remember. Sorry.
Fair.
It's okay.
It's okay. I still love you.
Sorry.
We love you anyway.
Thanks, guys. Molly, what's on your list?
Okay. So because it is books that are overhyped that I didn't enjoy, I don't know which one to start with, being perfectly honest.
Just pick
Start
one.
with that one. Okay. My first one is Twisted Love by Anna Huang.
Oh no, that's on my TBR.
It's
Okay.
also on my TBR.
By the way, you guys are just shooting down my whole TBR. That's what's happening right now. So
Sorry.
But
Maybe
okay, hear me
if
out.
Crimson, maybe if you read faster, you would have
Hey.
less on your TBR.
listen, books need love and walks.
Yeah, you're not loving any of them right now.
I'm loving Iron Flame a lot. What do you mean?
Crimson's got like the book orphanage on her shelf.
She does.
All of these unwanted, unloved
no.
books
No, I
that
want
she
them all.
is never reading. You want them, you just don't want to open them.
Yeah.
What analogies it's coming out of my mouth right now. Don't do that to kids, please.
Dear.
Wow.
Anyway.
Okay. You did not
Okay,
talk to us about it.
Hear me out, okay? I really didn't like Twisted Love, but I carried on with the series and I loved the other three.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Okay. And I enjoyed the characters when they turned up in the other books. I could not stand the characters in the first book.
Interesting.
I could not stand them.
We love
Yeah. So I don't know whether I'm just traumatized by what happens at the end, but effectively the MMC it ends up falling for his best friend's little sister. And they end up neighbors because he moves in to his best friend's house and he is rich, like super rich, like mega rich.
Yeah.
And he has a business and he also has like a mafia-esque uncle. And it ends up that a female main character gets kidnapped and involved in the whole like drama that is his life. And she decides, look, I've had enough of this bullshit. Like they've been together, and after she's kidnapped, she's like, yeah, no, this is enough for me. I'm not gonna put up with this anymore. Which I love a strong female main character.
Valid.
And she moves to become, I think she's a photographer. So she moves to a new job in London, and he follows her.
Oh, stalker.
And he stalks her. Yeah. Like he shows up outside of her work and like at her like a art gallery opening and he's super uncomfortably creepy and then he serenades her. Like in the book.
Lie, this sounds like something I would like.
He serenades her with a guitar
please.
and he sings, and I feel like that just gave me the ick for both of them because she's like, oh my god, he's singing at me, and I'm like, ugh.
I've never been stalked, so I can like really suspend belief on that one and be like, yeah, maybe that could be sexy. I don't know.
Looked your location up on Google Maps once. Your address when you gave me it for your Christmas card, which I don't think I actually ever sent. But
you didn't end up outside of her job.
Not yet.
Saying to give you another chance.
I'd be like, oh, you love me. Like, I don't know. I think I'm just a little bit broken in that way. I don't think I'd even think to be creeped out by it. I mean, if you were a man, maybe. But
he serenades her, and I can't get over it. I'm sorry. So that book was a flop for me.
I mean, I was serenaded. That's how I felt.
See, Isaac's a drummer, so like I'm all for being a groupie. It's not to do with that. It's like he's serenading her in public in front of other people singing. Like it's a job event as well that he's doing it at.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah.
John played guitar and sang the first song he ever sang for me for our vows. Like he didn't do vows.
Oh.
Yeah, and like.
See, that's cute. John's not a stalker.
He ever came to my house like 2 days after we went on our first date. He brought a guitar and like serenaded me.
That would have been my immediate get out card.
That's cute
Really?
because it's John.
Mhm. I wouldn't
John's
know where
not a
to look.
stalker.
I didn't know where to look. I just was like covered in fuzzy, warm feelings, so I didn't care.
I love that.
Yeah.
But the next three are great. Like, okay, maybe the fourth one's not the best, but I still enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than the first. The second one is giving princess stories because she's a princess and he's a bodyguard, and I
Love.
loved it.
Love that.
The
I
third
need to get on
one
that.
is the
Gotta get
first
trips around
book's
the lead.
brother, who is like a doctor and her best friend,
Mhm.
and they hate each other, but they
Mm.
fuck each other.
Well,
And it's
as
great.
one does.
Love a
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, Twisted Love was not for me. I'm
Okay.
afraid to say it. I know lots of people love it. And then the next book, or the next two books actually, I did not care for Haunting Adeline or Hunting Adeline.
Mm. Yeah.
I've never read them, and I have no plans to.
You should not read them. You will not.
I read them. I read them because of reasons that you both know, and I read the prequel first, and I enjoyed the book about the psychotic girl who lives in a haunted house and has imaginary boyfriends more than I enjoyed Haunting and Hunting Adeline. The psychopath that kills people with a knife. I loved Sibby.
I think
I did
reading
not like
Phoebe
the other
first
two.
is maybe actually a bad move because she's like infinitely more interesting than anybody else could be.
She was incredible. I loved her.
Yeah.
But Haunting and Hunting Adeline, and apparently there's going to be more. And I just
Yeah, she can't stop writing those things.
Wait, there's going to be more of them. I thought it was just
yes,
a trilogy.
Yeah, she's announced that she's gonna do
no,
another one. Yeah.
she's
Really?
writing
There's gonna
more,
be a
and
whole other duet.
she's written a prequel as well about the female main character's grandmother who
Yes.
also falls in love with her stalker.
Okay, so I will say about Haunting Adeline, and this is not really much of a spoiler. It's very apparent, like pretty early in the book, that there's some ghosty things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted Haunting Adeline to truly be like a paranormal book and have like
Yeah.
ghosty things. And like it's not, it's like very like things that could happen in real life. And someone would be like, oh, there's a ghost in my house. But you're like, I could
Mm-hmm.
explain that with science. Like, it's not really. And I was disappointed about that, I will say. I would also say, as a person who is a fan of those books, they are really not for everybody. Like, it's so weird to
Look,
me how overhyped they are because they just should not be recommended to everybody.
no, and it's not even like I'm not the type of person that can enjoy the content. Like
Yeah.
if they get described as being like the hottest books ever and like the darkest, spiciest books ever, I'm just like, no, they really aren't.
Yeah.
They aren't. There is 100% worse out there, and I guarantee I read it online on like fan fiction, and I
100%.
agree.
It's like the
Like,
hottest, darkest thing you've ever read if you've never read Dead Dove. Like, yeah.
and the characters were the bane of my existence. The female main character was cringy and insufferable,
Like
and
a not like other girls vibe.
kind of
She
she lacks all intelligence, quite frankly.
she's like goth, but not for any of the reasons people are actually goth.
Yeah,
She's just goth
and
for the aesthetic.
yeah. She gets
Right.
left just like a spooky house that her grandmother was like died in, and people have been murdered in, and she's like, "Oh, let's move there because I hate my parents."
Right.
Yeah,
Solid life
and
choices.
the main male character is like described to be like this bad boy who has like, kind of does things as well because he's got good intentions, at least in regards to stopping this one particular thing, but he also commits crime, but he's like so super edgy. No, really. He leaves hands
love
on her
scenes.
doorstep.
I loved
And
that. I thought that was romantic. I was in.
do you want to hear the line? The line that got me, that I was just like,
Go for
okay,
it.
then can we not? Her voice is like pure smoke, the one you only hear in porn videos.
I didn't even clock it. Like, it didn't bother me at all. Like, I was just like,
No.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I will have you know that I read Haunting Adeline. So I will say, I also think that reading them after the second one came out has to be a trip. I read it when all we had was the first one, right? Like, we didn't have the prequel, we didn't have the second one. And I also would say that I don't think that based on the end of the first book, you actually know what is going to happen in the second book at all. Like, at least not to the extent of what happens, because it's like way darker in like a not fun way. For me, Haunting, though, I read it over Christmas, like literally with my family in the room.
How festive.
And yeah, I literally read Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey and then dove straight into Haunting Adeline.
Love
And
it.
I had the best time. I couldn't put it down. And like, I did think it was hot. Like, I loved it, but I also can't imagine reading it with the context of the prequel and then like going straight into Hunting, because Hunting is like, I didn't really love Hunting, to be honest. Like, I thought it was fine, but like it does not have the
I
magic for me that the first one does.
I will say, Hunting Adeline, the writing was so much better. Like, there was definitely development between the two. But
Yeah,
again,
I just I don't read dark stuff in order to like I'm not somebody who reads it in order to process things or in order to, I don't know, like see like a better outcome for people that certain things happen to. Um I very much read it for the like uh schmeeky like fear of it all, and
Mhm.
the like exploring things I'd never want to explore in real life, like, kind of thing. So for me, like, Hunting was like, oh, okay, this isn't really what I was trying to get into. Like, it's not the type of book for me, really.
Yeah. I also read Where's Molly, and
You're
not
right there.
impressed. It was boring. I am here.
I
But
can
it was
see you.
boring, and like it felt like other things I've read before. Like, I understand why it was written to like find out about one of the characters that was in Hunting Adeline, but I was just not impressed. So yeah,
Yeah.
not something that I particularly feel like, you know,
Repeating.
deserves the hype that it gets, and repeating, definitely.
I do wonder sometimes, like, because even though I loved the first one, like, I wonder if it would get the same hype now that it did then, because it really was like, other than Den of Vipers, which is very different, it was kind of the first truly dark romance to get any kind of hype on Bookstock, I think.
Mhm.
So I wonder if it's more about like, I feel like most of the people who read it at that time had never read anything like that. And so they were
Yeah.
just like, there was like
Hmm.
shock and awe, and also like I think there was a sound that was going viral at the time where someone was like, "Oh, do I like this?" Because like, it's very like new kink unlocked kind of vibes for a lot of people. So like, and of course there's the scene that was very controversial, and so but
Yeah.
now you see that scene in like a million different books. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I wonder if the hype is all about it like just as the first one. Yeah.
It's like we're seeing it so much now, it's kind of getting boring.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's also really interesting that people got so hyped about that one, because the same thing happens with a knife in Den of Vipers, and people acted like that was crazy, and then it's like, I get like, at the end of the day they're just objects. I don't know.
Yeah.
topic for another day, I think.
I definitely would say I do not recommend any of these books to Emmy at all.
No,
Thanks, guys.
I do not think you would
I
like
love that you look out
don't
for
do it, babe.
it.
I
That
liked
being
Butcher and
said, that
Blackbird.
Halloween one.
Like, I still don't know what happened in Sacked and Slade, but I think based on your experience with that, you do not want to read Haunting Adelaide.
It gives
No.
me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. Okay, do you have another on your list, or was that the end?
That was it.
Fair enough.
That was it for the hyped ones.
That's a pretty good list, I think. I think we've...
I think we hit that.
Anyway, do you guys want to play a game?
Yes.
Let's play a game.
Okay, so what I thought we would do today is a round of flop character speed dating. So although I say flop character, I don't necessarily mean characters that are just like a flop. I mean characters that aren't the characters out of books that you would choose to be your book boyfriend, if you know what I mean. So I thought what would be really interesting is I think I asked you guys to come up with 2, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Crimson's like, sure.
I'm here.
Well,
I'm having a good time.
I have 2, so we can roll with it.
I get really angry at men in books sometimes, so don't worry. I'll be fine.
Emmy just gets mad at men in general.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck them. Who needs a man? Women can reproduce on their own now. We don't need them.
Exactly.
I don't have any desire to reproduce, so I'm fine.
Yeah. Love it. Anyway. So I thought we would do a round of speed dating. So the idea is that we're going to give a description, maybe like a pro, a con, a couple of each, whatever way you guys have organized it. But the idea is that we're supposed to make these characters seem desirable. So you're thinking, you know, I mean, all of the book boyfriends have traits that are a wee bit grey, morally grey. We love a morally grey man, right? Now we're taking the villains and making them seem morally grey to the point where we should want to date them. And if after each one, I'm going to ask you guys if you would date them, yes or no, before we find out who we're actually talking about.
I may have not done this right, but okay.
Let's just go.
Have you got... Just leave names out of it.
Yeah. I will, don't worry. I just don't think they'll be very desirable, but we'll move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Do we go first?
You do one first, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. My suitor for you guys is a red-haired duke. He's a relatively large man. Take that.
A jerk?
Take that. A duke, like J. No, not G. D. U-K-E.
Oh, a duke. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Accents.
Yep.
A pro is that this guy has a lot of money. You can probably have like whatever you want. He also is like, he's high up in like society, so you'll probably find that like he's got sway in a lot of places if you want to rise to society. The issue, he's quite secretive. He's a bit sneaky, so he might use you for his own gain later on.
Are we supposed to guess who it is or no?
No, you're just.
I know who it is.
I'm pretty sure I know.
No.
Okay, first of all, just on principle, absolutely not. You can be as evil as you want, but you have to tell me. I need to know. No secrets. The secrets I can't do.
So this is a no. We're saying no to this guy.
No. We're saying no.
Because
who do you think you're saying no to?
The Duke from Throne of Glass.
Yeah, Duke Carrington.
Yeah, it's Duke Carrington. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned from Caltaine, okay?
Yeah, that poor lady.
I mean, I'm pretty sure some even worse things happened to her off page. Okay. Molly, you've got one?
Yeah. Okay. This one has brown hair, brown eyes, pretty average. Supposedly could kill you, but spends most of the time whinging. And he doesn't like powerful women. However,
Oh.
he could start his own wheelchair basketball team. Would you date him?
You stole my...
Fuck. Dating Kale.
Yeah, no. It's the whinging for me. I don't even know
Yeah.
that word, but I'm pretty sure it means whining, and absolutely not.
Yep.
Also, I'm not dating a cop. Are you kidding me?
Arrested immediately. The thing is, though, as well, like his love for you wouldn't matter if you've done something wrong. Like you're getting arrested. He's arresting you in your own bedroom.
His love for you is conditional.
He loves you, but he loves the law more.
Exactly. Bam bam. But you would date Charlie Swan. It's just some cops, not all cops, but some cops, most cops, but not
I
all
would
cops.
not date Charlie. I would not do it.
Not all cops.
No. All cops for me. No. It's not doing it.
Okay, Emmy, do you have another one?
I do. Crimson, do you have one, or do you want me just to throw them out here?
I have one.
Go for
Okay.
it.
Okay. Hold on. I have to remind myself of his name. I'm so sorry.
Crimson's like, what does this character look like?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he's an older man.
Sold.
Smash. Next question.
Oh my God. He's an older man. He is a really, I don't know if he's the most loyal friend, but he definitely like he hangs out with the same people for a really long time. So it's not like a lot of in and out with the different friends. He loves to travel. That's a definite pro. And he's really I think once he's interested in you, he'll stay interested in you. He's definitely not gonna he doesn't have a wandering eye at all. But the problem is he will not let you break up with him. And if you try to move away, he's definitely gonna stalk you. He might murder you.
I'm good, Bob.
I think I'm gonna pass on him.
Okay.
Who
Who am I
was it?
passing on?
It's James from Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah,
I'm good.
absolutely glad I passed on that. Thank you.
Yeah, nah.
I
The
couldn't remember his
like
stupid name. Yeah.
the rat tail. No, I'm good.
Yeah, that was a choice.
It was.
It was.
It was a bad one. But it was a choice. And it was his choice.
It was a choice.
I don't think I like men making their own decisions.
No.
All right, Emmy,
Okay.
what's your next one?
Okay, so I have a guy for you. He is blonde-haired and blue-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
Super muscly, like super fit, like is a gym guy. Super big into making sure that he could like smash his enemies, I guess. He's some sort of good things about it. He's really dedicated. So he's dedicated to like being the best. He's dedicated to school. He's dedicated to coming out on top. He would probably be very loyal to you. He would slay your enemies for you. However, he probably could be a little bit aggressive. His morals are definitely questionable. and he would be on the wrong side of the war.
No. I'm good.
You know, I don't know if I know who it is or not, but you didn't say anything that would make me say no, so pretending I have no idea. Yeah, I could be into it.
See, it was sounding like Draco, and then I was like, but Draco doesn't have blue eyes, so
No, it's not Draco.
It's not Draco.
Crimson, would you like to know who your new boyfriend is?
Yeah.
I'm now announcing the engagement between Crimson and Jack Barlow from Fourth Wing.
God damn it.
Sexy.
Ew.
condolences. I mean, congratulations.
Ew. I hate zombies. Great. Thanks.
Yeah. I do have a third one that I can give to you guys as a bonus round, but Molly, do you have a second one?
Come back to me. You do another one, because I had one and then I've lost it because my brain is like mush.
Okay.
Wait. I had one. What is it?
Insert
Nope.
elevator music here.
Nope, never mind. I don't remember.
I do. 1 minute.
Okay, wait. I have one.
Why is Crimson molesting her copy of Onyx Storm?
It's not about Onyx Storm.
The stroke down the side of the
I was literally doing that so it wouldn't fall down while I was like, anyway. Okay. So he's definitely rich. He is super attractive, super hot. He's almost intimidatingly powerful. And I would say one of his cons is that he probably doesn't have any real friends because he's so powerful that everybody around him it isn't really going to be a real friend. I'm going to be honest, I don't think he cares about you. But he can definitely like provide you with so many nice things. And people think that he's probably like a really good guy and very reasonable. He makes like very logical deals. And he also like is really good at investigating crime, sort of. So, yeah, he has actually like a lot of pros. What just happened to my okay. I would say the biggest negative is really like he's not going to spend that much time with you because he's a really busy guy, for sure.
I feel like if he doesn't really care about me, that's an immediate turn off. But if he also doesn't spend a lot of time with me anyway, I could have like my actual true love on the side and he could just be like my
Sugar daddy.
money. Yeah, sugar daddy. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I'll say yeah.
Okay. And for you, Molly?
Okay. Yeah. I'll go yeah.
Okay.
Who are we dating?
It's Micah from Crescent City.
I knew it was Micah. Yeah. It's okay. He won't be around long.
Yeah. Don't hate it.
He's not that hard to take out. You just need like a very special gun and a vacuum.
And a Hoover.
Henry.
Good old Henry. I don't hate it. It could be worse.
Yeah, I don't hate that either. Like I could climb that man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's evil, but like in a you know, don't hate the player, hate the game kind of way almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I play the game with him.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got like I don't want to say a dad because he doesn't resemble a dad, but he's a father-like figure. I believe that he's got like longish hair. He runs his own business. He's an
Ew.
entrepreneur.
Mm-mm.
He will buy you like loads of gifts. You can also probably work for him, which means that like you'll get money and you'll get an income and things like that. Crimson's like absolutely fucking not.
I already know who it is. Like, absolutely no.
You'll never be broke, I don't think. But sometimes you're not going to be able to tell whether he loves you like a child or like a lover. So yeah, I don't know. What do we think?
I'm good. I'm
Crimson's like,
okay.
no.
I don't know who. What? Like a child?
Yeah, he may love you like a child, but he may like love you like a lover. But you don't know where the line's going to be.
That's weird.
Mm.
No.
But you'll get lots of money and lots of gifts, and he can teach you things. He'll teach you like
Yeah, and traumatize
resilience
you along the way.
and yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
No,
I
I'm
remember
good.
Crimson knew.
Hear me out, Kate. I knew immediately. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
Ah!
Crimson's camera is having a
Yeah,
full-blown crisis, by the way.
I don't know what it's.
you can keep that man.
Yeah.
You don't want him?
No, keep him.
Who do you think
Is it just
that it
because
is?
you have the
Arabin
same
Hamel.
hair?
Yeah. Huh?
Is it just like because you want a redhead? Like you just want to make
No, I am a redhead. I don't care if my husband's a redhead.
I'm just saying, like, are you trying to like continue the genetics?
Redhead
Like,
supremacy.
come on.
I think I just love a rich older man.
He's so creepy.
There are better rich older men out there.
But at the same time, he would buy me things.
Not worth it.
I think I would prefer Duke Parrington.
Yeah.
I don't think I would like him.
Yeah.
I think if I just went along with Duke Parrington, you know, at least at the end with Duke Parrington, you get to like burn down an entire giant castle. Like,
yeah, I guess.
Or become really powerful, or get taken over and just take a big nap, you know?
Mhm.
Oh, I'd love a nap.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like with Arabin,
You just got stuff to do.
also he's
Too
definitely
many
not going to give up the
responsibilities.
concubines, like no matter what.
No.
So you're probably going to get a disease.
Yeah, 100%.
Fair
Every
enough.
disease in Rifthold.
Yeah. He hangs
Respect
out in that
that.
seedy, like, underground, whatever that was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I cannot with the grooming vibes are too much.
Mhm. Okay. I do have one.
Go for it.
The last one. So he has dark hair. He owns his own home and has a good and like permanent job. It's well paying.
Okay.
He always gives you good advice and has morals and will ensure that you're taken care of and that you don't have to work a day in your life. He won't judge you for, you know, well, he probably will judge you, but not for, but not for eating copious amounts of French fries. The only downside is he will put another woman before you.
I don't know why I'm like squinting my eyes, like it'll make it come clear to me like who this is.
I
think no.
am gonna say no because I want to be his one and only. I could
Yeah.
get over the rest of it if I was...
I either need to be the one and only, or I need billionaire rich.
You get neither.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's a good job. It's not.
Yeah, like that's the thing, is like to be kind of like put second, I need to have so much money that I can just ignore it. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
You'd be comfortable and you'd get to do what you wanted.
Yeah, I need like a private jet all to myself. Like that's what I need.
I need someone who's gonna want to cuddle with me and not run off with other girls.
Valid. Yeah. I mean,
if
he
he's
won't
rich
run
enough,
off
I'll
with
just
other
get
girls.
a bunch of dogs. But you know, yeah.
He won't run off with other girls. He just won't put you first.
Is it his mom that he puts first?
Kind of,
Mm,
but not his mum.
yeah, but like a maternal type figure, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to know who you missed out on?
Yeah.
Mr. Collins from Pride and Prejudice.
Mm.
He really likes the potatoes.
He does really like the potatoes.
Yep.
You know, okay, I will say, in the context of Pride and Prejudice, I would go for Mr. Collins. Like, that'd be fine. I'd take it.
You take it. Okay.
I've never read Pride and Prejudice.
But have you seen it?
Yeah.
Same guy.
I don't think so. I don't want that.
The thing is I think the problem is I was thinking modern day, and in the modern day, I can definitely take care of myself. But in Pride and Prejudice timeline, I'm already a burden to my parents, and therefore I will.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Slay.
Well, I think we've learned
I
some
love
things
that.
about each other. Crimson's got a new best friend.
I'm practical till the end. What do you want?
Yeah.
What's
Crimson
practical about
is.
dating Jack Barlow?
Yeah.
Listen, actually, Jack Barlow is very.
He's got a dragon.
Yeah, he's got a dragon. I bet he has access to a camera that fucking works. No, he has a dragon. He might die, but like that's not a bad thing. And I mean, well,
Every guy has a sell-by date.
every guy has a sell by date. He's very loyal to his cause. So
Yes, he's very dedicated, and he'll probably be quite dedicated to you. And if he loves you, in my scenario, he loves you. Like you're his.
We know he has a lot of perseverance because of how often he tried to kill Violet. So I don't like he's a
goal orientated.
Yes, he's goal oriented. He's a leader.
He's fit.
He's very fit. He could definitely like pick me up and throw me around. I'm into that. So
I feel like he would love choking in the bedroom.
He would.
And I'd be so into that.
Yeah. I can make it work.
Therapy.
You know, like if I didn't know what I know about him, I could be persuaded.
I feel like I could be persuaded even if I know what I know about him.
That's a bit much.
But then again, I also fancy Dane. And I fancied Dane when he was still a little shithead. So
listen,
He's still a bit of a shithead.
I will take Jack Barlow over Dane now, for sure.
I just think Dane's kind of hot.
I also
we know you have questionable judgment considering you like Arab and Hamill. So
I think I just have a really big issue with picking guys at this point, guys.
Do you remember, Molly, when you first told us that you were into Severus Snape and you prefaced it like I don't want to hear about it, like I can't change it. And like this woman is over here like, give me this guy who seems like a child molester. And you were so worried we'd judge you for the hot teacher.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Fine. Forget what I said. It's all good.
Speaking of hot teachers, you guys need to read that book by Runix. Oh God, what is it
Which one?
called?
Gothica or
Gothicana.
Gothicana?
Yeah, you need your
Ah.
Gothicana.
I've got that one.
I didn't
It's
know there
good.
was a hot
You
teacher in it.
should also read. You should also read All the Devils. I read All the Devils last year. There is a second one coming. Fuck me, it's good.
Okay. I'm into it.
Anyway,
But on the note of bad books, what
Yeah.
are some books and series that we are just not going to go anywhere near? Not going to go back to. Tried it. It was a
I've done
flop.
So we can glaze over this one, but the biggest one for me is definitely Magnolia Parks. People keep trying. Every time I mention it on a TikTok that I read it and didn't like it, people are like, "Keep going," and I'm like, "No, I'm not.
No.
I can't. No, thank you." Yeah, I'm done with that series.
Anything else? Something you read?
Another one is my what is this series itself called? Blood Ties series by A.K. Rose. It's not been super hyped, but I got into it because it is a step sibling why choose. I think it's a trilogy. The first one was pretty decent. It was intriguing. It was like I think I gave it 3 stars. It was like, not life-changing, but good enough to want to keep going. And then the second one just went off the rails and was like not good. And so I was like, I'm done. I'm DNFing the series. There's definitely at least one more, but it might have turned into I don't know. I'm trying to think because I think there are some others. I am not sure I remember right now, actually. I think those are the 2 most recent ones, though. That like those are the ones I read last year that I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And like we mentioned earlier, there have been several that I've like bought the whole series only to later hear things about the series that made me go like, I'm probably never gonna read this. Yeah.
Interesting.
What about you, Molly?
So I am mentally ill. So when I'm a
Oh my days.
completionist, unfortunately. So if I start a series, I will suffer through it to finish
I
it.
do not know how you can do that. I
I'm
just don't. I have so much respect for you.
a bit like that too. Like that's why I don't have very many is because if I read the first one and it's bad, I'm not going to keep going. But if I read the first one and it's decent, the next one has to be like horrific for me to be like, absolutely not. Like most of the time, I gotta find out what happens.
That being said, I have one. I was sent this under the understanding that it was an arc. It was not an arc, okay? The series had already been published and it had been picked up by a like book PR group. And I'm assuming it didn't do well. So the author sent out ARC packages. It wasn't an ARC because it was already released. And it was called Gods and Monsters, and effectively it was like an alien romance. And I was kind of keen for it because I wanted something to, fill the hole that was left in me by Ice Planet Barbarians. And it did not do that. The writing was not great, the story wasn't great. And for some reason, we were sent the second book, not the first book, even though all of them had been released. So it's the Terrassian Saga by Aria Mossi.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend and will not be going back.
Well, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
I feel like for an alien romance to be like truly bad, that's a pretty bad book.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
How
exactly
boring
like
these
a
aliens.
Yeah, well that's the thing is it's like alien romance is one of those genres that it's like you're not really expecting, like a Nobel Prize winning.
You're not expecting
No.
groundbreaking
And
literature.
Yeah.
it wasn't overly smutty either.
Mm.
So what was
Like,
like a problem.
I think it had like one sex scene. I was like, oh, okay.
You can't really have aliens without smut, can you? Like, it's
Not
just...
I
really.
mean, what's the point?
Exactly.
They may as well be humans.
Like, I'll just watch a sci-fi movie if that's what I want. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. Would not recommend. Would not pass go. Would not collect $200.
Yeah.
I actually have a little side question. I'm probably going to direct this more towards Molly because you've probably read these. I don't know if Crimson has. Have you read the Unearthly series by Cynthia Hand?
Yeah, Han. No.
Because I'm looking at them right now. The fairy look copies that are coming out are gorgeous.
They are very pretty. Again, I have not read them, and I believe they're quite old. So,
But I feel like I might love that. It's giving like hush hush vibes to me. You know, when
yeah,
like
exactly.
angels and things.
I would read it on ebook before committing yourself to fairy loot copies that are going to cost you like 90 quid.
Yeah, the fairy look copies come out April 10th. How many days have I got?
7.
Oh, I could do that. I'll like finish
Yeah.
Binding 13 tomorrow or something and then hatch them out.
Try, try the ebook before committing yourself to that, because
I am getting the
Yeah.
Twin Crowns copies. I love that series.
I thought you would, yeah.
The books are so beautiful. Anyway,
Okay,
I
come back
just,
to the
yeah.
we got one more person to go. It's you.
it's me.
You're the problem.
I just singing that like I'm the problem. It's me.
It's 11:30. I need to go to bed. Like,
Oh fuck me. Okay, I have a few. For a while I was very much like Molly. I was like, if I need to read like a series, if I think it's mid, I'll finish it. It
Mm.
has to be god awful.
Yeah.
However, because my TBR is so big, and because I've so many books that I want to read that aren't even on my actual like physical TBR, I've had to be very strong about my opinions. So if I didn't like it and I don't think it's worth finishing, I'm just not going to do it now. So I have a few. So the first one is the What Lies Beyond the Veil series.
Mm-hmm.
God awful.
Backwards.
I don't think I even understood what was happening in the first book. There was a forest, there was a lot of running around. Faded mates kind of vibes, but I don't know if it was faded mates. It was almost like purchased mates or something. I don't have a fucking clue. I don't know. I don't care.
Right.
A Dawn of Onyx is another one. Read the first two. Don't think I really want to pick up the third one. I just can't really be arsed. Like I didn't hate the series. I just didn't love it enough to continue.
Yeah.
Same with the Prison Healer. Read the first two in a reading vlog.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't think I'll pick up the third one. I'm bored. I just don't see myself finishing it. It didn't grip me. Belladonna is another one. Sorry, Molly, we're not continuing that buddy read. I also had I had the second one and donated it.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
it's boring.
Based on what
I'll
I've
let you
heard
know
about Belladonna, I have seriously considered just buying them for the covers and not ever reading them because they're really pretty. They're so pretty.
They
I love
are
the art.
beautiful.
But I've just heard that it's super boring.
Boring.
Yeah.
Girls of Paper and Fire is another one.
I really
That's the
enjoyed
last
those,
one I've
but
got. I just didn't like them. They were just a bit. I was like, love the idea, but it's mid. Like, love the idea, but it could have been like punchier.
Yeah.
It was just kind of slow.
Mm.
And then when it did pick up, there was a lot of plot holes.
Mm.
So I was a wee bit like, well, no, I just don't think I'll finish the series.
Mm.
Fair.
Has lesbians, though.
It does. It does have lesbians.
So, bonus points for having lesbians.
I mean, I guess. Like,
Bonus
Like,
points for being
Big
gay.
fan of lesbians here.
Yeah.
yeah, but like, I don't know if like gay and awful is that much better than not gay. Like,
At least the gays are
True.
there.
yeah.
They're being represented, which they very rarely are.
The only issue is they might be represented in a bad book way.
Yeah.
At least someone's including us. Somewhere.
Well,
It was nice to see lesbians in a book that wasn't like a sapphic romance.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it was different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't like the main focal point.
But I'm not bothered. I can find lesbians elsewhere.
Do you hear that, people? Emmy is seeking lesbians.
Yeah.
She's looking for all of the lesbians. Mm-hmm.
Hit me up, lesbians. I fancy Alex's best friend. She's a lesbian. Hi, Sarah, if you're listening. I love you. Alex also has some friends that are couples that I fancy both of the couples in the relationship.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Do you have any other books that you want to be reading?
Or like lesbian couples you've DNF'd? I don't know.
That feels like a hate crime.
I don't think I've DNF'd any other lesbians, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I am in two minds about finishing the Sinister Booksellers of London series. I read the first one, I thought it was really good. I have had the second one on my shelf for like 2 years and haven't picked it up, and it is a really short paperback. By Gareth Nix. I might get around to it, but it's not on my high priorities, so it's teetering. Ooh, I have an author that I might DNF.
Okay.
A whole author, yeah. Talk about it.
Chloe Gong.
Oh.
I've tried so many times. So many times. Actually, Holly Black too, tell you the truth.
Mm.
Not vibing with her either. Am I just a hater?
I feel
Okay,
like you're just a hater tonight, babe.
I have a question, which is like, how many chances do you guys give an author before you're like, oh, I think I just hate this author? Like, how many books will you read?
So it depends how hyped the author is. Because I'm very big in thinking that, like, eventually there'll be, if they've got different series as well, or like different types of things, there will eventually be a book that I will enjoy. Ali Hazelwood's actually a prime example of that. Because some of her books slap for me.
Yeah.
And other ones I'm like, ew, I didn't like that at all. Like, I'm either love, 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 or hate, hate, hate. And Chloe Gong is one of those authors that a lot of people rave about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I tried whatever her first kind of series was, the most common one, the one that's very Romeo and Juliet-y. I can't remember what it's called. These Violent Delights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't like that, didn't read the second one. Then I tried Foul Lady Fortune. Didn't like that, didn't read the second one. And I have Immortal Longings on my shelf, and it's been there since like last April. It's been there since we joined the initial Discord where we met. I bought it in Bath. The day I released my first TikTok, Bath, in Edinburgh, Topping and Company. I just know that they're in Bath as well. I bought Topping and Company and made a TikTok about it. My first ever TikTok is me buying Immortal Longings. Still haven't read it. I've pulled it twice in my TBR jar as well.
So I think that's really interesting because for me, it's almost the exact opposite. Like, if an author is not hyped, especially if they're an indie author, and if they don't have a lot of books out, I will will keep giving them more chances unless like I see specifically that the writing is not getting better or that it got worse.
Mhm.
Because that is a thing that doesn't get talked about a lot. Everybody thinks that indie authors always get better, but I have found that happens a lot of the time, but sometimes they'll have a really cool like first good idea and the book will be kind of shaky, but you're like, okay, like, but I see where it's going. And then you'll get into either the second in the series or they'll write a totally different book and you'll read it and be like, oh, this is garbage.
Yeah.
I
Not
have one
everybody
of those.
has a lot of books in them. But if it's a hyped author, like if it's a very hyped author and I read one book of theirs, if it's not one of their early ones, but if it's like a recent one and I hate it, I will never touch them again.
It's really interesting you say that because I'm looking at my shelf and one of the authors that comes to mind immediately during that conversation is Carissa Broadbent. Daughter of No Worlds, slapped. That whole series, God tier, loved it, slapped. I am so excited that it's now being traditionally published. I can't wait. I've pre-ordered all of the books already. I'm hoping that Fairy Loot does a set. Loved it. Like, I will scream about that from the rooftops. Serpent in the Wings of Night, that book was really good. Ashes and the Star-Cursed King was not great. Songbird in the Heart of Stone was good. And then her little novellas that she's releasing, like, in between. I mean, she's got Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, which is being trad published, like, this month. And I just, like, I wasn't a big fan of Six Scorched Roses. So she's, like, she started so strong in my eyes.
Yeah.
And then she's been very much, like on a roller coaster since. And I just, I will buy and read. The way she writes is stunning.
But that's the thing. The writing is still good.
It's just not as interesting and as gripping
like
as
a
Daughter
different
of No Worlds
example
was.
for me is Sierra Simone's. So like I read Priest and loved it, like ate it up. And then I read the second book in that series, which didn't come out until several years later. Like she worked on other things in between. And I hated it. I hated Sinner so much. I felt like it was preachy. I felt like the writing got so much like wordier for no reason. Like it just wasn't concise and to the point. I didn't like the way the POV flowed anymore. So it was like, it's not even about like the story so much. It's about like, oh, I dislike the direction she took with her crafts. And some people love it. Like I'm not saying she's a bad author or a bad writer, just like the direction she went is like wrong for me. So it's like I like every time I see a Sierra Simone book and somebody's like really hyping it, I'm like, I don't think so. Because unless it was released right around the time of Priest, which I loved, like I'm probably not gonna like it.
You say that, but the series that she wrote with Julie Murphy, fire. The Christmas series, slapped. Amazing.
Christmas series.
Yeah. The Christmas what was it? The Christmas Notch series.
Oh, yeah. Haven't read them, but I know what you mean.
I ate them up.
I never made that link between those two authors. I haven't read Priest either.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if you would like it. But yeah, like Priest is just fun. Like Priest is just like he's literally a priest who like can't stay away from his parishioner.
Ooh, I'm gonna like that.
It's very spicy and it's
yeah, but I'll just like glaze over those bits. I'll read it for the minimal plot.
It's
girl, it's like
it's all smart.
There's no plot. The plot...
that'll be a really quick book to finish if I need to bulk up my TBR then, won't it?
Perhaps.
Reading goals slide.
I don't know if you're going to be comfortable with what he does with some of the church implements. His entire plot is, I am a priest. I want to fuck this girl. I am fucking this girl. I am a priest. I'm having an existential crisis. But also, every time I fuck her, it feels like a religious experience. That's the whole thing. And then in the end, he decides it's okay to fuck her. Like, that's it.
Oh.
That's
slay.
That's the plot. And
do you, babe?
And a lot of smut in the church.
I think
Cut the
that
last 5 minutes.
yeah. For anyone still listening to this carnage, we just spent a good 5 minutes talking about nonsense that will never see the light of day. So we've kind of lost track. But regarding the series that we just didn't finish, I think that you guys do have some valid options. And I mean, I'm kind of hoping anyone who listens to this will hear this, and then they could take books off their TBR, because Lord knows that we have enough.
We got plenty.
You need to be picky with your options.
I would also say that if, in general, because I think part of the reason I don't have a long list is because I'm a bit judicial about like what I will pick up. And part of that is if I look at a book and it just feels like a jumble of other words in the title that are in the titles of really famous books, I'm probably going to have to be convinced. Like, I'm not going to pick it up if it's, a court of shadows and whatever. Like,
Everything has a court now.
oh my god.
It does?
It's like the most overdone title.
A court of dark shadows. No, I don't want it. No, thank you.
And they all,
court of
I'm looking
smoke
at my
and mirrors.
bookshelf. They all sound the same. Like,
Yeah.
or if anything is called like The Games, I can sometimes struggle. I get 2 options. I can see they're right next to each other. The Vicious Games and the Inheritance Games are both on my shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
And City of. I mean, I know
Yeah.
that it was very much like Cassandra Clare's thing to like, but since Cassandra Clare did it, tons of people have done it.
Yeah.
Speaking about a city of, I really want to read A City of Gods and Monsters.
I have A City of Brats on my shelf that I actually really want to read, but
I would like to read that too.
it looks cool.
Anyway.
I don't think it's really a romance, but it looks legit.
Let me know if it's good.
Yeah.
Once you eventually get there.
Yeah, and it's interesting because now that we're talking about it, I hadn't thought about it that deeply, but like looking at my shelves, all the things that I am most excited to read don't sound anything like anything else on my bookshelf.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine. There's one. I mean, like, the books that I've enjoyed have been very, like, differently titled. I mean, Quicksilver,
Yeah.
totally random. What a weird title. Oh my god, you guys need to read Heavenly Bodies.
I've got
This
it.
is Heavenly Bodies and Metal Slinger. Molly, if you don't pick up Metal Slinger ASAP, I need you to pick it up, please, ASAP.
Yes, Mum.
It's mommy.
Anything for you.
I think I'm blushing. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, the girl who reads your books for you. The dream.
Truly.
Right. Any last thoughts? What are you reading this week? I'm not asking Crimson.
I know what Crimson's reading.
She's reading nothing, but she'll take her Iron Flame on its traditional weekly enrichment and outment.
Okay. Actually, you're wrong, because I believe we are not that far out from having SJ on the podcast. And
next weekend.
Yes, so I actually will be reading her books, which are not so long that I can't do it in a week, but
proud of you.
I gotta get on it. Like, I'm running out of time. And you know what? Nothing spurs me like a deadline. So I think this is the moment, because I have to. Iron Flame will still not be finished though.
It's okay.
If you'd read a chapter a day from when you started struggling, you'd be done with it.
You'd be done with it like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before that, I really don't have very much left at all. I've got like 100 pages. I could do it in one sitting.
Start reading like a chapter a day.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe do some little sprinty sprints and
yeah.
I think that is a very good idea.
You could finish that in like 2 sprints if you're really focused.
You could.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am sensing sprints in our very near future.
Everyone go comment on all of Crimson's TikToks telling her to hurry up and read Iron Flame.
Oh my god, and all of my
This isn't
TikToks
coming
on
out
my
till the
book site that are
20th.
not
I
even
freaking
about that.
hope she does.
Yeah. I feel like if people have to comment on that in like 3 weeks, there's no hope at that point. Like,
No.
yeah.
I feel like we just need to be on her ass every day. Be like, Crimson, pick
I've
up Iron
tried.
Flame now.
No, you guys are doing a really good job, honestly. You're
tried.
stellar friends.
Every time we're on Discord, Crimson's like, I should do this. You should read Iron Flame. And she's like,
You should read Iron Flame, Crimson.
It's true. For the listeners' context, constantly I am in Discord and I'm like, I don't know, like I just finished work. I think I'm gonna like
Play
eat some ice
Sims.
cream and pick up a video game that I haven't played in 2 years. And poor Emmy is just like, what about Iron Flame? What about Iron Flame? And I'm like, maybe. And then I just don't.
ever.
Or I'll be like, yeah, you're right. I should read Iron Flame. And then I go dark. And then 3 hours later, I'm screaming about Gilmore.
Yeah. Or you've had like a nap
See,
cat, or
That does happen a
see,
lot.
Emmy,
you've cleaned things.
Emmy is like Elmo, and you're like Zoe showing her Rocco. Because you're like, I'm playing Sims. And she's like, hi, Rocco.
Yeah.
I almost feel like she's like she's Zoe and she really believes in Iron Flame. She really believes in Rocco. And I am like, yeah, but Iron Flame's a book.
It's a rock.
But I'm not raging.
Maybe when the next
so it's
book
fine.
comes out, Crimson will like be finished Iron Flame, and then she can like binge read Onyx Storm before the next one.
Look, I ain't holding my breath.
Yeah. The series will be done, and Crimson will still have like 50 pages of Iron Flame to go.
It's been 86 years.
Crimson, my wedding is in 2028, and you're not invited unless you finished Iron Flame.
You know,
She'll be in the
It's
the hotel room the night before, like aggressively trying to finish.
Don't worry, I'll make it.
2 minutes before I'm coming down the aisle, like last 4 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love you guys.
Obviously, bridesmaids' duties, and Crimson is like clutching Iron Flame like seconds before she walks down before you.
The rings.
She's not holding a
the rings are being presented on the book. She's like,
Crimson's not holding a bouquet like everyone else. No, she's holding Iron Flame.
I can get him to make me like a custom book jacket that matches the bridesmaids' dresses.
We could stick some like flowers in the top of it or something.
Amazing. Honestly, at this point, I feel like Crimson's copy of Iron Flame should have its own seat during the ceremony because it's been an integral part of our relationship.
Yeah. Also, the idea of me getting my favorite books and slotting loads of flowers in the top of them against all the pages, so it's like a bouquet at the top and wrapping it in ribbon and getting the bridesmaids to carry books down the aisle is so on brand.
It is so on brand.
Do it.
Like, listen, I cannot tell you. This is like bleeding into my real life. Like, I audibly was debating whether or not to take Iron Flame today, and my husband was like, "Well, do you have time to read at work?" And I was like, "No, of course not." And he was like, "Then why would you take a book?" And I was like,
Emotional support.
It's my emotional support book. And then I realized, like, oh, I'm being Rory Gilmore, but I'm not being Rory Gilmore because it's only because I haven't finished it that I'm doing this. But I explained to him, I was like, no, but like, I take it with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
he likes to see the city.
like, he was
it's a rescue.
Go outside.
He clearly did not get it, but was so sweet and was like, oh yeah, okay, like as if it made perfect sense. But you could see in his face that there was no connection.
Judgment.
Like, this doesn't. Yeah.
He was like,
Judgment. There was judgment.
he was like,
He's like,
okay.
what a cute little okie dokie. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever you say, my darling.
Yeah, you're pretty. Like,
Aww.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, Molly, what are you reading this week?
I am going to
Go to
fall
bed.
asleep. No, I am going to finish Hour of Fire. And I am also going to start and potentially probably finish Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. What about you, Emmy?
What am I reading this week? I have a lot to read this week. I need to read that Fairy Loot book that I've now said that I want to read before the Fairy Loot copies go on sale on the 10th.
Yeah,
What did I say they were?
Heavenly.
Is it unheavenly or is it just heavenly? Unearthly?
Unheavenly. Something
I
like
don't know,
that.
my phone's just
One of
died,
them's
so...
unheavenly.
Yeah, well, those ones. I need to read SJ's books because we're having her on the podcast next week. I need to start Air of Fire. I need to finish Binding 13.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah. You know, Callie Hart, who wrote Quicksilver, is coming to Scotland, and the days that she's here, I'm on holiday in Northumberland.
No!
Recording for 2.5 hours.
I love you guys so much.
I love you more.
Go away.
Really?
Crimson's banned from the podcast until she finishes Iron Flame.
Hey,
Emmy
And
has
books.
decided
You're gonna
that
regret
Emmy has decided that she will start her own podcast and
I'm
take
in
this
charge.
one. She has decided that she is going to take over the vision for this podcast, and that we're not included.
Yeah. You can be included sometimes.
Yeah, maybe.
If
We'll see
we
how it
need,
goes.
once we actually finally book the accommodation for September, and I know you guys are coming, then you can come back on the podcast.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll be there. I'll sleep in your garden.
You have said that, to be fair. Well, it's like if the accommodation's not booked, I'll stay on your floor.
Yeah.
Her Isaac will rock up thinking he's gonna stay in a really nice house, and it's like, oh yeah, we're living in Emmy's back garden, and also the dog pisses on the grass.
Bring like it to Tommy Matt. It'll be fine.
Anyway.
Really
Any last minute
disgusting.
thoughts? Yes, we do. We will chat about it this week. We'll look at options.
My thought is that
No thoughts.
Yep.
Head
No
empty.
thoughts. Actually, I do just want to leave our listeners with the thought of like, we talked about a lot of books that we did not like on this podcast, but that does not mean that you are not valid if you like them. These are just our
Hell yeah.
opinions, and we are very much girlies who are fine to disagree because everybody has different taste, and that's fine.
If you want to yell at us in the comments that we're wrong, we'll take that.
Please do.
We're never gonna always be right.
We disagree with each other. We still
do.
love each other.
We still love each other.
So hell yeah.
It makes our love stronger when we disagree.
I don't mind when you guys are wrong about stuff. It's fine.
I don't mind
okay
whenever I'm speaking in facts and you're speaking in opinions, but it's okay.
I don't mind when Emmy fully hates a series that was very formative in my brain as a young girl. It's okay.
I don't mind at all when Crimson when Crimson chooses books that are more smut than plot. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a lovely week, my dears.
Yes,
my dears. What am I, 90?
My dears.
My wee loves.
Help is on the way, dear.
It's giving Scottish mum. I've been in Scotland too long. I need to go home. Thank you so much for listening, everyone, to whatever that chaos was. We've had a long week, so it's a bit delulu up in here. If you're looking for any of us on social media, all of our links are linked below, and please tune in over the next couple of weeks because we are gonna have SJ on the podcast. Oh, and last week, if you haven't heard last week's episode, go listen to last week's episode because Wait.
I didn't know we could do
Last
that.
week's episode. Actually, I don't know what order our podcast is in, but I think our Throne of Glass episode, when this comes out, is going to be 2 weeks ago. Either way, if you're watching the video, Molly and Crimson are heart reacting each other over here. They've lost it. I'm trying to hold this shit together with a Pritt stick and wet paper. All our links are in the bio. Go and check out our Throne of Glass episodes. We're releasing them every 3 weeks. We're having such a good time. They're like 2 hour long. We love them. We're playing games. We're having fun. I'm putting these two to bed. See you next week, everyone. Goodbye.